Hey guys, how you doing?
First half an hour, and I just want to talk to you guys about what's going on. So, how are you tonight, John?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing, Nancy? I appreciate you coming on the show. Cliff will be joining us a little later.
I'm really excited. I just want to come on here because I'm so sick and tired of the president tweeting and tweeting and tweeting and tweeting. It's just too much tweeting. It's tweeting. It's going crazy. And I just want the American people to know the truth of what's going on out there. And so I thought I would come on here. And my boyfriend, my colleague Schumer, wasn't able to join me tonight. He's usually standing right next to me, but he wasn't able to be here. But I wanted to come on here and I wanted to reach the conservative audience and explain to them why a wall used to not be immoral, but now it's immoral. It's terrible. A wall is just, it's terrible. Do you agree with me, John?
No, I don't agree with you at all.
How
did they have a wall around that compound you were in Hawaii while the president was sitting around idly waiting for you all to come give him something to sign?
Well, that's different. That's a different wall. We're talking about a wall to keep out people, to keep out children, to keep out, good people. We don't need a wall for that. The wall that I was trying was to protect me. I'm not talking about the American.
Well, if that was the case, why'd you call the cops on him when the woman reporter came across your wall with a couple immigrants at your house? Didn't you have room for them? They said they would eat cat. They didn't care. What's up with that?
That's different. That's different. And but we got to focus on what's important here. And that's the problem with you Republicans. You always want to, deal with facts. And you always want to deal with things that are actually happening. We are in a much more broader conceptual way of what America should be. We should just, see, what you don't understand is the more people come in, the more there'll be Democrats. And that's what we're fighting for. We know that 66% of the people, studies have shown us, 66% of the people that come across are going to vote Democrat. That's why we're doing it. Because we're bringing in, our ideas aren't as strong as you Republicans, and our ideas aren't as good, and our ideas aren't as good for America. So what we do is, our strategy, and my boyfriend, my colleague Schumer, and I have talked about this all the time, that our strategy was, if we can't get people to believe in what we're selling, we'll just get different people. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, and I think that the reason you're having to try to indate this plan is because you're losing the black vote that you all have schooled for hundreds of years now. You're losing the Latino vote. I think
we're not losing them if we get more of them.
Well, there's not Latino. Well, I can't say that. I guess it's not. Well, there are more coming in, but they're not from Africa. Some of them.
I must say.
What about the 33 people they caught?
Says, be the change. That's what the Democrats are trying to do. We're trying to be the change. Now, that's not necessarily for the good, but we're trying to change because we've got to change from this president. He's destroying what us Democrats find holy. I don't understand why more people.
Here's 50 cents, Nancy. I'm going to send you some change up there to New York. Take it. Buy yourself a latte. Drop it in a homeless person's cup. You do whatever you need to do. You and Chuck go down there to the peep booth and use the 2 quarters for that. For all I care.
Listen,
I'm doing your job, so do something if it's wrong.
I'm here to convey my message to the American conservative public. Because Trump, all day long, it's tweeting, tweeting, tweeting. We can't keep up with it. We have all the media in our back pocket. All the media, except for his Twitter account. We can't control his Twitter account. And we can't control Fox News. So we've got it all. We've got about 80%, but we can't control the Twitter and the Fox News. So I'm on here today to try and get to some of the conservatives, and I hope your people will, follow me. If you follow Cliff down at hit that like button, you can follow me here. But I'm here to make sure that the Democrat message gets out, because it's trying to be snuffed by Fox News and by people like Mind of Jamal, and all those people are talking such negativity about the Democratic movement. I know we look insane. I know it looks absolutely, completely ludicrous. And quite frankly, it is. But that's not to mean that it shouldn't be done. Do you understand that?
I understand what you're saying, but no, I don't understand what you're saying. It's a bunch of PS or CP bullshit, and we're not falling for it anymore. Nancy, you don't have a little bit of power they gave back to you, in my opinion. Just handed you that little mallet. That's all the power they gave back to you. Because now you only have to answer to your other constituents. But now you have this new young Democrats that came into Congress.
Oh, she is just a wonderful peach. You're talking about Alexandria, right?
She's the reason. She's the sole purpose of ending blonde jokes.
Alexandria is like opening up your windows on a crisp mountain morning. Now, John, you have a mountain cabin, don't you?
I do have that.
In the Georgia, and isn't that air so crisp?
Oh, it's crispy clean.
So when you open it up, that's what it is when Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez walks into the room. It's like a breath of fresh air. It's just exhilarating to us Democrats.
That stupidity can walk into the room and you all think it's a breath of fresh air?
What it's proven, John, is that our message is getting through to the ignorant school children. See, that's what you don't understand. If we can crack and get through to the school children and teach them that our ways aren't crazy, even though they are, then we have a chance. We are indoctrinating a whole group, the whole youth of ignoramuses. All these kids are looking down at their phones. They're not paying attention to anything. And we've proven with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez that we have broken through. We have cracked the youth code. And we have convinced them that socialism is the way to go.
Well, I don't believe so, because if you went to Venezuela, you could see how socialism works. You can sweep the money up off the streets because it's not worth anything. Now, you might want to put all of your eggs in a basket with little Allie from the Bronx, as she calls herself, which we damn well know she went to one of the finest schools in, what is it, Westchester or whatever county?
Who's that?
Little Al. I call her Little Al. Because I'm not going to waste my time saying 3 different names.
It's a beautiful name.
I'm not calling her AOC when I could call her POS.
It's such a glorious name. It just reeks of ethnicity.
It reeks all right, but it ain't about ethnicity or whatever the word is. It's far from that.
It reeks of ethnicity. It's an amazing person. But I want to get back to the wall. This weekend, I'm sorry, I know it always seems like I have something in my teeth.
That's you choking on your own words, Nancy.
I always have this where I feel like I gotta get it out. But if you guys have any questions for me, let me know. I'll answer any questions.
I got a question for you. How do you make $187,000 a year and you've been there for 20-something years, but yet you're worth $190 million? How did the math add up to that?
John, that's all part of that new math. The new math.
I'm not with the new math.
John.
It's the old math. You're a damn crook.
Well, my husband has made some good deals based on some ideas and some insight that I gave him. We've gotten some opportunities. I
hear you on half of Harley Davidson.
Now, my son. Now, under investigation is such a strong word. Now, if we want to talk about under investigation, the whole Trump organization is under investigation.
Oh, no. Back the truck up. This is what you people do. If you get a question, you don't answer it, you pull a Mary. You just avoid it and go on to something else. Knowing damn well you heard what I said. Or, as Sue said, that your son is under investigation for security fraud. That is, the business he owns, and Nancy has millions to invest.
Well, innocent till proven guilty, unless you're the president of the United States. Everybody else.
That just stops at the president. I think it's any Trump.
Well, we'll get to the next ones. Those apples didn't fall far from the tree. Now, somebody said, what about the State of the Union address? I think it should be canceled. And do you know why it should be canceled? Because we cannot give the president a platform to speak about what's going on in America that me and Stonewall Schumer can't, debate or can't contradict. So what will happen is he'll stand up there for hours talking about the shutdown in America and safety and security, and we can't have the American people actually know about that. So we have to say, why don't we not do the State of the Union address? Do you understand the political gaming going on there? Do you understand that?
No, I don't understand that.
You don't understand why we do it.
I know you stood up there and talked for the longest time, I think, in history in the Senate about the rights of illegal aliens. What was it, like 14 hours you stood there and spewed this nonsense?
Those people do have rights.
They have rights in their own country.
John, they have rights everywhere. They're human beings.
They got right to go out on a big cruise ship and get dropped off.
I mean, they have rights. And I think that's part of the Republicans' coldness is they just don't see the rights that these people have.
Well, I agree with Carol. And Carol says, well, we want to hear the president. That would be Donald J. Trump.
Well, he's
not
my president.
Well, he is your president. He's in that. I'm going to do like Obama did with the mic drop. Well, at least I'm president. Booyah! He is the president.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Put that in your crack pipe, Obama.
Yeah, he is not my president. He might be your president, but he is certainly not my president. And I don't think he's a lot of people's president. I think there's a lot of people out there that have been brainwashed by the media based on what we've done, and they've stopped all that nonsense.
Mariah said your eye line is spot on there, Nancy. So I don't know who your makeup artist is, but
I must throw this in there that I owe all this, not all this, but I owe this to Wig Villa. Wig Villa does a great job, fashioning me on a daily basis. So shout out to Wig Villa. I want to say thank you for all your help. You did a great job. I got a text.
I knew that wasn't your real hair, Nancy.
What?
I ought to snatch, if we were in the same place, I'd snatch the wig right off your head.
Well, this is my hair. It's just like
because you bought it doesn't. You're right. It makes it your hair. But how many horses had to die for that one?
Well, that's neither here nor there. We're not going to talk about that. But I just want to get back to we need to stop the wall because the wall is immoral. It's immoral. Do we understand?
It wasn't immoral for the last 9 years when you all were voting on it, and now all of a sudden,
John. Sometimes. Haven't you ever used to like cheeseburgers and then one day you wake up, I'm just tired of cheeseburgers. I don't want any more cheeseburgers.
Not after I already paid for the cheeseburgers, I'm not.
But John, we have to change. We have to be very fluid in our thinking. It doesn't matter if we liked it back then or we didn't like it. It doesn't matter. We've got to stay with what is against Trump. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what Trump does. It doesn't matter what he says. We have to be against Trump under all circumstances. We are resound to this. And we are going to fight Trump on everything. It doesn't matter. And I will tell you that there will never be any inch given because if any of my constituents in the Democrat Party take one step towards any ideas that are conservative or Republican ideas or Trump ideas, we will get them ousted in the next primary and we will get die-hard blue Democrats that will fight and oppose and do what we're trying to do day in, day out. There'll never be one. There better not be one under my speakership that even tries to not cross the line. I'm not even talking about crossing. I'm talking about maybe walking towards the line. There will be no compromise under my watch. Do you understand? Do you understand, John?
No, I don't understand. It sounds to me like you're just echoing the same old.
There will be no compromise. No compromise. There will be absolutely no compromise. Ever. Because if there is compromise, it will crack the door open during a primary, and the next Democrat will come in and they will use that compromise as a wedge to kick out the outgoing Democrat. That's how it's going to work. And it's going to work that way in the Republican Party too.
No, I think you people have put yourselves against the wall far enough where the president is tired of playing games with you, and he's just going to declare that it's a national security problem, and we're going to get our wall.
Well, I can see here, Gloria says, how did you feel about the wall jumpers into your vineyard on Monday? That was terrible. That's my property. That's my property. They were illegally there. Now, I know I say that there's no such thing as illegals. We're all human beings, and we should come. That's different when it's on my property. See, I'm here to protect myself and my family. But for America, I don't care. I don't care because I'm trying to be reelected. I'm trying to increase my wealth. I'm trying to have power. Don't you understand it? You know, what's good for the goose certainly isn't good for the gander. On this one, I can assure you that. That's it. Now listen, guys, my time's running out here tonight. We're going to have Usama Dakdak. He's coming on after. He's going to talk about the Muslims, my Muslim sisters that are putting their hand on the Quran and law books because they will not touch that devilish, dastardly Bible. So we're going to talk about the Muslims who won't put their hand on the Bible. And is their oath legit?
No, they're not. I have not even think I could comment on this, but in my eyes, if you didn't swear on the Bible, which everything is in God we trust, then I don't think you should get paid in American money. They should pay you in whatever currency that they use over there.
Well, I don't know about that. But we're going to take a break here, and we're going to leave you with a video.
Hey, I got one quick question.
Yes,
is your friend Allie taking a paycheck?
Well,
can you clarify that? Because she's not answering yes or no.
Allie didn't even know how to pay her bills from November to January, so she didn't even know how to pay her bills. So we gotta help. We gotta help Allie. Allie's gonna get a paycheck. Yes, she's gonna get a paycheck because that's what she needs. She doesn't care about what you need. She cares about what she needs. That's how socialism works.
Did you get a call from one of your constituents up there that Cliff called this weekend about a flag outside of her office?
One of my constituents did get a call about a transgender flag, and you know, I know Mr. Gephardt was upset because there's so many more issues that take precedent over transgenderism, like cancer and diabetes and homelessness and suicide and all those things, but she decided to put the transgender flag, and I support her in that. But we're going to go to a break, and when we come back, I'm going to be gone. Cliff's coming in. He'll be in a few minutes, and we're going to have Usama Dakdak. I think he's going to be coming in live via video. So we'll be back in just a few minutes, guys.
My sister lives in a trailer in Pinellas Park. She lives in a trailer park in Pinellas Park. Just 2 blocks from the Walgreens by the Dairy Queen. I smell the mac and cheese cooking, and it smells pretty damn good to me. Got 3 children, but he's got no job.
And he's married.
He used to drive a forklift until they laid him off. I keep searching for some reason should this bother me at all. He's home drinking whiskey and staring at the wall. Well, my sister lives in a trailer in Pinellas Park. She lives in a trailer park me. There's beer cans in the front yard, car racing stickers everywhere, rebel flags are flying, and lots of old lawn chairs. I keep searching for some reason. Should this bother me at all? I think to get my answer, I'll give Montel Williams a call. 'Cause my sister lives in a trailer in Pinellas Park. She lives in a trailer park in Pinellas Park. Just 2 blocks from the Walgreens by the Dairy Queen. I smell South Steak cooking, and it smells pretty damn good. Smells pretty damn good. Smells pretty damn good. Too smells pretty damn good to me.
Am I supposed to be stuck on this?
Well, I gotta sing it on rhythm, yeah.
It ain't my fault.
I can't
Like, my girlfriend's...
Okay. Let's
get in the beer.
Keep going. Okay. Keep going.
Hey guys, Cliff Gephardt here, and sorry I was out for a few minutes, and we had our guest host Nancy Pelosi come on, and I just want to say thank you, Nancy, for stepping in and filling in.
Yeah, me too, Nancy. It was a pleasure having you on the show, and I hope that you don't make it till tomorrow.
And so we got a lot to talk about, but Nancy is an interesting character. She's kind of like a Cruella de Vil meets Maude meets I don't know, a simpleton meets some sleazy back alley carnival barker. She it's all just a bunch of bull crap. I
think Colonel Tom Parker was her daddy.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. It's crazy, and I just want to say, like I said, thanks for stopping by. But I think Usama Dakdak, who is an amazing person, he's an expert in the Quran. He's an expert in Christianity. He's a pastor. Is going to come on. I'm hoping he drops in here, and when he does, I'm going to take a few seconds and bring him on. But the one thing I want to talk about is these Muslims that are putting their hand on not the Bible. I mean, we're a Judeo-Christian society. We are a Judeo-Christian country. We are a country that was formed by most of the founders were, Christians, and it came with a sense of Christianity. And I think the greatness that is America is because of Christianity. It's not just because we have a lot of hard workers. It's not just because we found our own way. It's not because we came up with an amazing document to create our government. It's also because of the Christian values and the Christianity that this country is based on. So when we start peeling that away to something absolutely pure evil, then and I believe it is. And I know John is a little different, but I truly believe that Islam is pure evil. I believe that it's completely bastardous when it comes to religion. I don't believe it's a religion. I think it's a totalitarian way of life. And you often wonder how these things came about. How did Scientology come out? Well, we know that guy said, well, I'm going to make a bunch of money, so I'm going to create a cult religion. And I think about Scientology and Islam very similar. They're just 1,400 years apart. But if you look at what happened in Islam, in my opinion, and I'm not an expert in this, but I can imagine Muhammad's kicked out of Mecca and he's got to build up an army. So he scratches his head. He's like, okay, I don't have any money. So what can I give people to fight for me? I know. I'll give them sex. I'll give them sex in the here and now and the after. So no matter whether they cut somebody's head off with a sword or they get their own head cut off with a sword, they get sex. That's what it seems like to me. And I think you got a bunch of barbarians, you know, in the 7th century walking around, and the Christians are doing their thing, and this guy says, hey, I need to take over that, so I'm going to be like the Middle East pimp. That's going to be my job. I'm going to be like the Middle East pimp, and I'm going to pimp out all these children, and I'm going to blur all the lines of reality and sanity, and I'm going to say, oh, no, you can sleep with 7-year-olds and 9-year-olds, because I need more girls to feed into the army. You know, so in my opinion, that's how I think that this whole Islamic state came about. Is there was a guy who needed an army, and he's like, okay, I don't have any gold, I don't have anything really to give them, so I'm going to come up with these bizarre rules. I'm going to come up with these rules that really appeal to men, because that's who I need. I need men. I need men to go out and fight my battles. I need men to go out and be my warriors. And I need men to be willing to have their heads cut off at all costs. So, oh wait, you can only have so many girls at a time here. I know, I'll give you 72. Now you wonder, why 72? Why virgins? Where are all these virgins coming from? I guess when, people, confess to the Savior and they're reborn. You've heard that term, right, John?
Yes, I have.
Reborn. So can a virgin be reborn in Islam's crazy afterlife? Can he be like, oh, I'm a virgin? Oh, no, now I'm a virgin again. I mean, is it just like, you remember that magnetic game you had when you were a kid where you would write on that like gray thing and then you'd peel it off and then it would be gone and you'd draw the picture again?
Right.
And you'd peel it, it'd be gone, you'd draw the picture again, and you'd peel it. Maybe that's how the Islamic virgins are in their version of Mecca. Virgin, okay, peel it off. Virgin, peel it off. It's crazy, guys. It's absolutely crazy. Now what we have, okay, here it says, they throw the... So, hey, hold on one second. Let me see if Usama's here. Hey, Usama, could you hit that link?
Brother.
Could you hit the link?
I hit the link, but it told me something about no camera, no mic, connect, and it's not working.
Okay, well, I'll do it. I'm going to just turn my volume up, and we're going to do this like this, okay? So, all right, so we're just going to do an audio thing of you. Maybe, hold on one second. Let me see. No. We're just going to, do you mind if we just do audio, Usama?
No problem. Why not? Do you have Skype?
I don't have it in my system. So
You don't have Skype either.
No. So well, let's just talk about this, and next time we'll work out the details.
Absolutely.
But I don't know if everybody can hear Usama. I hope you can. But Usama, I was just talking about my belief of how, and I know it might not be yours, but I'm just thinking of how Islam became to be. I think it was because I think Muhammad was just wandering around in the desert. He wanted to build an army, so he offered sex to his warriors. That's what I think happened, I mean, you may have a different opinion about that because you're a scholar, but I'm thinking if I want to start an army and I don't have any money and stuff to give, I'm going to give away some crazy rules so people can just go out and have sex with whoever they want. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's a fact that Muhammad enticed his men with women, especially the Roman women, the beautiful blonde and blue-green eyes, white skin, So this is a fact we know without any doubt that Muhammad enticed his men with women, not only on earth, as a matter of fact, he enticed men with women in the garden, as he promised them if they were to be killed in the jihad, while performing jihad, when they get to paradise, they will receive the 72 forever virgin. Sex has a great role of the existence of the religion, or what we call the savage cult, the cult of Islam. But it is not that's the only reason why how Muhammad encourages people to go on war, but it's actually more than that, because it's the spoil of war in general. All the people before and after Muhammad who claim to be a religious leader or prophets or just military leader, they gain a lot of income through the spoil of war. So spoil of war, and a great portion of it is having these beautiful, attractive women for them to have sex with, or if they die, they were able to get to paradise to enjoy the 72 forever virgin.
Yeah. So, I'm right now. I'm downloading your picture, Usama, just so I can put it up on the screen.
Sure.
And so if you just give me 1 second here, and that way, you know, these people can know who we're talking to. And so give me 1 second, and I'll dump it into our screen. I apologize. You know, there's always technical problems on the first time you do something. You know. So but one of the questions we were going to talk about tonight was, and you and I had a conversation kind of off air about putting your hand on the Quran instead of the Bible.
Yeah, to swear in for office.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, it doesn't make any difference really to the Muslim if they're going to swear on the Bible or swear on the Quran. It's just they're making a statement that we're here, we're Muslims, we're going to swear on our book. And it started all the way years ago with Keith Ellison when he was the Congress of the 5th District in Minnesota. As he actually made up a story, which are very smart lies, as Muhammad taught the Muslims to lie, that he said that he chose that Quran, a specific Quran from the Thomas Jefferson Library, because he believed, that's Thomas Jefferson, that there is truth and wisdom in many other books, besides obviously the Bible. What the American people do not know, that when Mr. Thomas Jefferson read the Quran, he was not reading the Quran because he was seeking wisdom or seeking knowledge, but he was seeking to learn the truth about Islam. This is a man who was facing the problem of the Muslim in 4 countries, to be exactly, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, and Libya, were attacking our ships and stealing our goods. And when he investigated in the first steps, they said, well, these are the Muslims, Mr. President, and that's what they believe. They have the right to kidnap ships, kill the men, take women and children for concubine slaves, and whatever they found on the ships is the spoil of war. So he said, Muslims? Of course, Thomas Jefferson never learned anything about Islam, so he said, where does he come up with this knowledge? Well, Mr. President, it's in a book that's called the Quran. He got the Quran, he read the Quran, and he decided to go in war. And that's where we come up with our song to the shore of Tripoli, which is the capital of Libya. That's how far our military, and America at this time was obviously a brand new country, just 2 years old. But Thomas Jefferson did not believe in the Quran, and so is any person with common sense. He read the Quran to learn about Islam. Now Muslims are taking this as a habit now. Everybody is running for office, would love to, of the Muslims, and when the whatever position he's getting, he will swear on the Quran. Here is a fact. If you go with me to Quran chapter 2 and verse 225, you learn a very great deal about Muslims giving an oath. That is when Allah said, and I'm reading from my own English translation, the Generous Quran, available on our website and available on Amazon. It says, Allah will not hold you responsible for your mere utterance and an oath, but He will hold you responsible for that which your hearts gain. And Allah is forgiving, forbearing. What do we mean by that? Muslim scholars will tell you, if you give an oath on the Quran or on the Bible or in any book, it doesn't matter. If you give an oath, even if Muslim gives the oath on the Quran, and you did not mean whatever you're giving oath for from your heart, so you just say it by your lips, Allah will not hold you responsible. It's okay to lie, even when you give an oath swearing on the Quran. Don't forget, the most famous hadith given by Sahih Muslim and Sahih Bukhari, when Muhammad said it is lawful to lie in 3 cases. A man to his wife, that she will be pleased with him, or at the time of war, because war is deception, or to make peace between people. He obviously meant Muslim people. So in Islam, Quran and Hadith will learn it's okay for Muslims to lie to their enemies. And the greatest enemy to any Muslim man or woman who are running for any office overseas or here in America, the greatest enemy is America. I know they hate Israel, but believe me, Israel is just a small devil. But America is the great Satan. So it's okay for Muslim to lie. It's okay for Muslim to give an oath on the Quran, and that oath means nothing. But if we study the Quran, my friends, and learn the truth about what Allah wants Muslims to do from the Quran, we will find for a fact that Muslims are not here to run for office because they love our country, because they love our democracy. They're here to take over America. And the greatest way you can do that, it is from within the country. So the greatest enemy which you can catch is, it is our senators, it's our congressmen, it's our governors, it's our state attorney general, or whatever office Muslims can get. That is the hardest enemy to catch. And as we learn about Muslims who left the Muslim Brotherhood or others, why Muslims are running for office in America, that will bring us to a great deal of knowledge which could cause us, or should cause all of us, never to allow a Muslim to run for an office. And I can share a little bit more about that if you have any other question for now.
Yeah, let me ask you another question. And we got, I don't know how much time you have. I know you're in the, what, mountain time zone, right? Or central?
I'm in Missouri right now.
Missouri. So I mean, if you got to go, just let us know. But we've got about 14 minutes left here. I'd love to. I can keep you on for 40 minutes, 4 hours if I could. But let me ask you another question. I've heard people say that the Quran is in complete like difference to like our Constitution, our way of life. Like it's like oil and water. You can't follow both the Quran and the United States Constitution. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We have a full seminar. It's called Revealing the Truth About Sharia. If we have time in the future, long time in the future with a long study, I would love to share with our audience, your audience, so much truth about Sharia, the Islamic belief, the Islamic law, and we can compare it to our Constitution. You find that the opposite side. There is no way you can put it together. Let me share this quickly, brother, if you don't mind, about why Muslims are running for office in America. First of all, I'm going to read to you something written here by Mustafa. He said, Brotherhood members emphasize that they follow the law of the land or of the nation in which they operate. They stress, this is a Muslim, I'm tying your first question with Sharia here. They stress that they do not believe in overthrowing the U.S. government, but rather that they want as many people as possible to convert to Islam. Let's continue. So that one day, perhaps generations from now, a majority of Americans will support a society governed by Islamic law. He, that is Mustafa Said, which is a Floridian who left the U.S. Brotherhood in 1998, says he found out that the U.S. Brotherhood had a plan for achieving Islamic rule in America. It would first convert Americans to Islam, and second, listen carefully here, elect like-minded Muslims who to political office. This is what is written by Mustafa Said, and this is real, very well-known information. You can go online and read a little bit more about it. Muslims in America, they will tell you, we don't want to have Sharia. We don't want to have Islamic law. We love the democracy and the freedom we have in America. As a matter of fact, they will tell you in your face, if you don't like American law, the American Constitution, please get out of America. We don't want to make America like Saudi Arabia or whatever country we came from. That is a very bold statement. Why is he saying that? Because they're so smart and we're so naive. They're so intelligent and we're so stupid. They know if they try to take over America today with 2% Muslims, I know they always lie, they say 1%, excuse me, there are more than 1% Muslim in America who are illegal. You mean, are you trying to tell me that not one Muslim is legal in America? By the way, I guess 2% plus. But they know that 2% cannot have the power to take over this country. So the best thing you do is this. First, bring as many Americans to believe in the Islamic religion. Not the real Islam, but the propaganda Islam, which they teach in America now all over our public schools and through the liberal media. Then, you need to get as many people who have the same mentality, the same mind, who run to run for office, and then you'll be able to get these people to have enough vote to win, and then we can change America to an Islamic country run by Sharia. This is the long plan of the Muslims in America. And believe me, it will not take so long time from now. I'm talking about a few years from now. If you watch what's happening in Europe and what's happening in Canada, America will be falling into this problem, the destruction of America from within in the near future. I'm guessing 15, 20 years from now, America will never be the same.
Well, look at it. Look at the way that they're portraying socialism right now. It didn't catch on to the last couple of years. At the end of Obama, that they've been talking that they've already sold the next generation on socialism. So to teach them about the Quran and to convert them, it ain't going to take much to do that either. If they can
Socialism and communist and Islam, they all go together in one big basket. It is because of socialism, and you see now a lot of liberals have no problem to change America completely from within, including bringing Muslims as refugees from all over the world, and hopefully they will help them to stay in power by having enough votes from the illegal and the Muslim, and then they will be able to control the country. And then the liberals thinking that they are using the Muslims to accomplish their goal, but in reality it is the opposite. It is Muslims using the liberals, the Democrats, to take over this country. And sadly, by the time the liberals will figure out what's going on, it will be too late.
Well, let me ask you a question, and this always boggles my mind. Is it seems like if the liberals really knew what Islam was, it is so divergent from what they believe, because Islam isn't about freedom and women's rights and things like that, is it? I mean, it seems like those things are like so, but it's like a wolf in sheep's clothing, this whole Islam to the liberals. Am I correct on that?
Well, you did see that they kicked out that Linda Soros.
In the book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse 6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. American people will be destroyed because simply they have no knowledge about Islam. And sadly, everything they learn about Islam, it's simply the lies which Muslims teach about Islam. That's why I always encourage people to read the Quran. I said, and I said again, Islam is not what I say or some Muslim brotherhood of CAIR or ISNA, those who are literally in America wearing suits and ties. That's the only difference between the Muslims of CAIR in America and the Muslim Brotherhood of Egypt. In Egypt, they don't wear suits and ties. In America, they wear suits and ties. The only difference between them is this: the Muslims of America are professional liars. They know how to deceive the American people, and they tell them everything they would love to hear about Islam. So the best way you learn Islam is to read the Quran. And thank God we worked hard years ago to translate the Quran accurately. So people will go to thestraightway.org, thestraightway.org. They can download the Quran as many times as you wish. They have it on paper books. I mean, literally, we're hoping before America fall into the hands of Muslims, that some American will rise up and educate themselves about that savage cult, the cult of Islam, so they can learn Islam from its book, not from the lips of the Muslims, as I shared with you just a few minutes ago, who are allowed or encouraged by Allah and Muhammad to lie. If the American people in any of these states where some Muslim won, if those people have read the Quran, they will never vote for a Muslim man or a Muslim woman, no matter what they promise them, because their promises is just a bunch of lies. The truth is in the book. Allah's book, the Quran, is an evil, savage book.
Let me ask you a question. You just gave me an idea that I think that maybe I would even be willing to do. Locally here in the Tampa Bay area, I even produced my own Trump presidential television commercial. I used to do a lot of television producing and movies and stuff like that. So I did my. What if somebody just at some point started taking passages out of the Quran and just running them as a commercial? The ones that you think are heinous, the ones that you think are the worst.
And there are plenty of them, trust me. Well, we're talking about over 300 verses which teaches American infidels are evil, Christians are evil, and we must kill the men and rape the women and take over their homes and land.
Is that actually a passage?
These are verses.
Yeah, verses. Yeah. Now, what happens when people say, oh, well, the Bible has some pretty messed up stuff in it too? What's the difference?
Sure, absolutely. That's why we have our brand new book coming up sometime in a couple of weeks, I guess. It's already in the printer, so it's They're working on it right now to print as many as you can. It's called Exposing the Truth About Jihad, Volume 1, Holy War in the Bible, where we talk about all the killing in the Bible. My friend, the difference between the killing in the Bible and the killing of the Quran is literally like the difference of hell and heaven. Let me say it this way. If we in the state of Florida found somebody, capture a woman, raped her, and then crush her body, cut her to pieces. Now what should we do to that guy? Of course, we won't give him the injection, we'll kill him.
Yes.
Now, if the killing of that man is equal to killing of an innocent person who have done nothing wrong, except that he is a Christian, we're going to capture a man and say, what do you believe? Well, I believe in Jesus. And I believe in the Bible. Really? You believe in Jesus is God Almighty who came in the flesh? Yeah. And you believe he died on the cross and rose again? Yeah. Oh, sure. And we have that man, and we will kill him with the electric chair, or we hang him, or beat him to death. That is the killing of Islam. The killing of the Bible is a justifiable killing, and I can talk about that for hours. We got a whole book about it, literally 400 pages.
Don't you have a book that I don't mean to interrupt you, but I want to get this point out. Didn't you have a book when we met in Michigan that you translated the Quran for people?
Yes.
A simple read one that you can buy from you?
A translation of the Quran by even the title, the right title. It's the only right title of the 30 English translation of the Quran. They call it Holy Quran. I call it the Generous Quran because the Arabic name is not Al-Quran al-Muqaddas, but it is Al-Quran al-Karim, which means in English the Generous Quran. And we also have another 2-volume books exposing the truths about the Quran, the revelation of error, Volume 1 and Volume 2, a wonderful 800 pages. You'll learn a lot about the Quran and the errors of the Quran. And now we have our new book exposing the truths about Jihad, Holy War in the Bible, Volume 1, and then Unholy War in the Quran, Volume 2.
Yeah, whenever I met you, Usama, I loved your message, and I loved the fact that you were knowledgeable. And often it's people like myself that are like half-assed knowledgeable, or we take some knowledge we heard from somebody else. But you're the real deal. You grew up in a Muslim country, correct?
Yes, I was born in Egypt, grew up in Egypt, learned about Islam all the years of my life, all the way until I was in college in Egypt, where I studied Islamic law, Sharia, a couple of years in Alexandria Institute of Social Work. And then I came to America, and I studied a little bit more in America on my own. And then I went to New Orleans, where I have my bachelor degree in Christian education, and I have my master degree in theology. And I've been doing this ministry now for the last 19 years, full time.
I think that's the difference. Is you come from a standpoint of like knowledge of both sides, where I think most people just they just kind of hear bits and pieces. And our opinions, I mean, even if I said kind of the same things you did, my opinion isn't going to be as felt as strong or as valid as yours because of your background, And I think it's easy to dismiss, people.
Anybody can be educated, trust me.
I agree. But you lived it. You lived it.
Yeah. When you live Islam, when you live as a Muslim, it's much better than to read some books. But once again, I'm going to say, a friend of mine from Oregon, he passed away last year. When I met with him, he was 80 years old. He died in 91. When I met with him, he knew nothing about Islam. When he died, he was a scholar. So if a man 80 years old in 11 years can teach himself and educate himself beyond my imagination, any one of us can learn. There's no excuse for us not to learn.
Yeah. And I agree. And when this is over, I'm going to go on to the Facebook feed, and I'm going to put your link to your it's thestraightway.org, right?
That's correct, brother. Thank you.
Thestraightway.org. And
next time when you have me on your show, you have me earlier. Don't have me the last 10 minutes. What is wrong with you?
Why? I had you.
We had Nancy Pelosi on earlier. We got to pull rank here.
You didn't see my nonsense that I did in the first half an hour where I had on a Nancy Pelosi wig.
I know you're going to talk about my girlfriend, Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah. I had on a Nancy Pelosi wig. I had on lipstick. I had on eyeliner.
Oh, I need to see that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was kind of like the point, and I couldn't like have you on and then go put that on because that took a lot of doing. Okay. So I had to do that and then go take it off. It was easy to take off and then have you on.
Next time, if you can download Skype in your system so we can have more fun with our material as we will teach the words of Allah in the Quran and the saying of Muhammad in the Hadith. Islam is a very ugly, savage cult. And your people, like everybody in the world, need to learn that. Even Muslims themselves. I believe Muslims are victim number one of that savage cult, the cult of Islam. And sadly, the rest of the world will be victim number two.
I agree. Well, Osama, I want to say thank you for coming on and taking time out of your day. And why don't we plan on like next month? We'll kind of organize it a little sooner than 3 hours before, and we'll get it all organized, and we'll have you come on. And you can have the whole hour if you want, because this is a very passionate project and topic for me, my friend.
Thank you so much. God bless you guys, and you have a wonderful good night.
You too. Thanks for coming on again.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Hey guys, that's our show for tonight. I want to thank Nancy Pelosi for coming on. I want to thank my buddy John $2 Juan for filling in for me when I was out. And I want a huge shout out to Osama. You know, he's a magnificent person. He's an amazing person. He knows a lot more about Islam than you or I or probably any imam you'll ever know. He studied his whole life, and he comes from a point of like the belief, the truth, not some bull crap that he's kind of forced to feed like an imam would, you know, for an organization like CARE. So go to straightway.org. It's like $10. Buy a Quran. You can read it at your leisure. I bought mine. Bought it a while ago. I've been reading it. It's really some fucked up stuff, guys. So
and it's broken down so you can understand it in English. Is what because I picked up one off the table when I was in Dearborn, where we met him at. And it was easy reading.
Yeah. So, hey, guys, I'm going to leave you with a video I did a long time ago. I keep getting kicked off of YouTube, and crazy stuff happens because I use trademarked music and stuff like that. So, this is my buddy Matt's band. I did this video. It's called My Sister Lives in a Trailer. And figured I'd play this as my exit song so you guys can watch this as I leave, as we break down. You guys have a wonderful night.
Are we going to see Allie next week or what?
I think we might see Alexandria. We're trying to book her. I'm not sure if that's going to happen.
She's really popular, though.
I know, so we might not book Alexandria. But you guys have a wonderful night. We'll talk to you later.
Have a good one, guys. Some Starbucks gift cards.
Exactly. There you go, guys.
My sister lives in a trailer in Pinellas Park. She lives in a trailer park in Pinellas Park. Just 2 blocks from the Walgreens by the Dairy Queen. I smell the mac and cheese cooking, and it smells pretty damn good to me. Got 3 children, but he's got no job.
And he's married.
He used to drive a forklift until they laid him off. I keep searching for some reason should this bother me at all. He's home drinking whiskey and staring at the wall. Well, my sister lives in a trailer in Pinellas Park. She lives in a trailer park in Pinellas Park. Just 2 blocks from the Walgreens by the Dairy Queen. I smell the tater tots cooking, and they smell pretty damn good to me. There's beer cans in the front yard, car racing stickers everywhere, rebel flags are flying, and lots of old lawn chairs. I keep searching for some reason should this bother me at all. I think to get my answer, I'll give Montel Williams a call. 'Cause my sister lives in a trailer in Pinellas Park. She lives in a trailer park in Pinellas Park. Just 2 blocks from the Walgreens by the Dairy Queen. I smell sour steak cooking, and it smells pretty damn good. Smells pretty damn good. Smells pretty damn good. Smells pretty damn good to me.
Am I supposed to be sucking on this?
Well, I gotta sing it on rhythm. Yeah.
It ain't my fault.
I can't.
Like
Okay,
my
let me.
girlfriend's.
Okay. Let's
It's scaring the beer.
Keep going. Okay.